Stampin' friends. Happy Wednesday. Okay, I'm just checking my laptop here. I don't see it up yet, so give it a sec here. Welcome if you're joining me. Oh, good, there it is. I think. Yes. Shoot. Okay, let me get back to. Hold on, sorry guys, I'm having a little problem here. There. Okay. All right. Hi, Debbie. Oh, I can't get to where I can see the comments. Sometimes things change on Facebook from week to week, and it's so frustrating. All right. Well, you can look at the pretty cards for a minute while I try to get this going. Oh boy. Everyone having a good week? It's actually pretty nice out. We were just out in the yard blowing some leaves. So, okay, now I got it. All right, hi. All right, so if you're joining and you'd like to say hello and where you're from, love to see that. I feel like we get to know each other at least a little bit. I'm not so alone then here in my basement. All right, so what I have in front of me, I wanted to put these out. I've been playing with this new set that's available. It is called Fitting Florets, and we're not making these cards tonight, but I just put them here so I would remember to tell you. This is new in the store. It's a pre-order. It's an early release from the next mini that's coming up. So the bundle, the framed florets bundle, will be available in the next mini, but there are some bonus products that are available only during this promotion from now until the start of the next mini. These things, the extras will be while supplies last. So if you like everything and you want the whole collection, it's $97.50. And let me just point out that if you're spending that $97.50 and add shipping and tax at even 6%, that comes out to about $115. It's actually cheaper to join, so you might want to consider that. Anytime you get to a big order around $100, that's always something to think about. If you join, you would get the $97.50 collection, but you get to pick another $27.50 worth of product because you get $125 in the starter kit, and that costs you $99. Shipping is free, so it would be $99 plus tax, so it would be about $105 instead of $115, and you'd get an extra $27.50 worth of stuff. So I just like to always point that out to people who have a big order. And this, oh my gosh, this paper is gorgeous. You can see some of it here. Here, I've got it set aside to show you the patterns a little bigger. Pretty balmy blue, and I don't have the whole list here. Evergreen. What else? Blushing Bride. Night of Navy. The pink is polished pink. Really pretty patterns on the other side. So, and some of them are great for Christmas, I think. So, anyway, keep that in mind. That's Fitting Florets. You don't see it in a catalog yet. It's in the online store. It will be in the next mini. Oh, okay. All right, so let's get to today's projects. I am revisiting a new favorite of mine that I showed you earlier. We're not making it again, but I've created some more things that are similar in the fact that they're Z folds. Okay, so remember this tag card that we were doing and we love. What I've done is create a similar Z and added a flip element to the fold. Okay, so this is the Celebrate Everything designer paper, and this stamp is from one of those Fitting Florets collection stamp sets, framed and festive. And this has great holiday greetings. This is only in the promotion period. This will not be available in the new catalog. Oh, hi, Marion. Oh, yeah, okay, yes, Marian's saying on the, this particular print, I believe, they were coloring the red onto the berries that are white on this paper. So that was really pretty and festive for the holidays. There are a lot of good patterns, even to use for Christmas in there. Okay, and this is one of the stamp sets in that whole collection. So I'm using that tonight. I love it because they're great big greetings. And if you open the card like this, I've got a couple more of them in here. A little coordinating stamp from Decorated with Happiness that I think kind of goes with that Celebrate Everything paper. Okay, but the deal is here, I want to just show you how to add this element, a flip element. We used to do this frequently, but for the life of me, I couldn't find an old sample. Anyway, what we're going to do, okay, so you can see this is basically the same Z fold. And sometimes when you think of Z folds, a lot of our Z folds have the Z way over here on the left end. This is kind of unique because it has less showing over here. And I kind of like that because then there's space for a greeting on the inside. We didn't do it that way on this card because we had space up here. Here, we're getting more obstructed in this section, so it's nice we can move the greeting over. Okay, so let's just learn how to cut a circle on that fold. And if you know me, I don't like to make a lot of multiples, so I dreamed up a new, I wanted to kind of go with a fancier look. So I picked paper from the Lights Aglow collection. Going to use some gold and create this going in the tag direction with the circle on the fold. Okay, so let's get started. Then we'll compare the two. I don't have a sample of what I'm making. It's mostly in my head. So I did plan it with the stamps and the papers I'm going to use already. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 4 6 3/4 to make the Z, to make the base. All right, and then we need to cut that circle in this location on this fold. I'm actually going to make this like a tag style card, kind of like what we were doing before, instead of going landscape direction. Okay, then we'll have samples going each direction. We can kind of see what we like. All right, so let me get the Big Shot, or sorry, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You know what it is. All right. Thanks, Lisa. Okay, so what you need to do, again, we're cutting the top layer, but we are not going to cut a full circle. We are only going to cut a circle to the score line. Okay, so I actually have marked on my circle die. Here, let me turn this a little sideways so I won't hit my camera stand when I do this. I have a couple of little black marks here with a Sharpie that show the halfway point of the circle. Okay, because you want to cut a half circle. Okay, and I'm putting those marks right on the fold. And in this case, I'm going to kind of eyeball and go equal distance between the two edges. In this case, I made this a little bit low so it looked like it was hanging like an ornament. Okay, so whatever works for you. And to only cut that section, remember we have to put the acrylic plate on so that it only applies pressure to that point. And then send it through. Okay, so you see I have my acrylic plate stopping there at the fold. Oh shoot, I actually meant to adhere the designer paper, so I would cut that all at once. So let me adhere that and go back over that. And I've only applied adhesive around the outside, and I am going to pull away this portion of the circle that we're cutting. But if you do this all in one step, you can get through it with your die, and yeah, it saves a step of cutting these separately. Okay, so hopefully I can line that back up again. Okay, so this should have all been in place at first. I got too excited to get going here. And I'm going to send that through. Just pretend I didn't do the first run. Okay, and that way I can take off that piece. Okay, so I've got my circle. Here, let me move this out of the way. Okay, see how the circle is half cut, and it will create that flip. Okay, that's all there is to it. So let's put this together and compare. I've cut gold foil. I use that same circle. This is from the Stylish Shapes dies. It's not the largest circle, it's the next to largest circle. And I've cut it also in gold foil. And I'm going to use that for the front element of my flip. And then I embossed on Soft Succulent, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from that Framed and Festive set. And I'm going to pop that up. And put that here. And actually, wow, I meant to make this like a tag with the corner punch, but I think I kind of like it like this. I'm gonna just keep going like so. I should have punched the designer paper first if I wanted to do that. So I'm just going to yeah, I'm not going to try to pick that up. I'm going to leave it like this and keep it simple. Okay, and then on the inside, I've got another circle cut from that same die. And I am going to first put the designer paper down that I have for this section. I'll have all the dimensions and things on my website tomorrow. This is 2.5 by 4, this designer paper. And then I'm going to put that stamped circle over the back of the flip circle. Okay, so when we've got it opening now, looks like so. And I'm actually a little off. I can see the white. I don't like that. Let me move that over. Okay, might be easier to line up this way with that flipped open. Okay, nice thing about these greetings, they're easy to stamp and they don't have to be super straight. Okay, that's cute. Okay, and then down here, I'm just going to have a 4x4 piece of basic white and a little 1.5 inch strip. That's just big enough so that this will cover it down here like so. Okay. And let's see, I was going to stamp, I think, Noel in here, just a simple little stamp. There it is, already mounted. All right. And I have a little gold bow from the Simply Elegant trims ready to go. And this paper is so pretty. It really, yeah, it can do all the work here. There we go. Okay, I think I have some festive elements too. I add a little bit of bling here that kind of coordinates. Let's see, I'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so simple, elegant, and kind of fun with that flip section. All right, so there we have those two samples. So that's basically that same tag card, but with that flip section added. Now, I took that same tag card and changed it in a different way to make this card. Okay, this is super cute with the Seal of Approval stamp set. This is from the mini, the current mini. And what I did is I needed a bigger section for my little seal picture. And so I moved the Z down. Okay, so here was the original tag card we were making. And this center folded section is the same width. I've just moved it over on the seal card. Okay, so there's less designer paper showing here and more space in this panel. Okay, so in addition to making it this way, let me show you a couple other things because you can play around with this. We'll show you this. Super cute, isn't it? I love this because if you have a picture here and then you have one of those long greetings, it spans nicely over this fold. It shows off both designer papers, but it kind of bridges this and brings everything together. I just like this look. Now, in addition to doing it this way, I did the same Z fold. And going portrait, I added a flip element here, which would be really fun for a kid to get, right? Hope your Christmas makes a big splash. And I also made it to flip this way. Okay, so different things you can try. Now, this one is different in that I didn't center the die on the fold. Okay, that would have never worked because I don't have enough space there. So because this is just a long straight die, I think it looks fine when it flips open. This is obviously the backing to this piece, and it just looks like one continuous line. I think that looks pretty cool. This won't work in every shape. For most shapes, you'll probably want to cut your flip section at the midpoint of the die. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll make this one all the way, but let's start with this one. Let me just show you the base on this one, because this is basically what we just did on the green card, the evergreen card, but we're using a different shape. Okay, so let me get those pieces. Now, remember I said in this version, I moved the score lines down. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 4 1/2 and 7 1/4. All right, let me go ahead and burnish those. And this time I'll do it correctly with my designer paper. I'm going to go ahead and mount that. Remember, I'm making this one, so my designer paper is going this way. The designer paper is 4 by 4 1/4. And again, I'm going to kind of leave the area where we're cutting away a section without adhesive, so I can easily remove it. You could leave it on there, but it just adds extra bulk that you don't need. Okay, so let's get the cut and emboss machine back. And we are using this is one of the rectangle stitch dies, as is the piece that we're stamping for the seal. Okay, and in this case, I'm putting that on halfway. So I'm putting, I don't have this die marked, but I'm centering the height of the die on the score line, which you might not be able to see. It's a little below the pool party piece. And again, the acrylic plate needs to apply pressure only to that score line. Okay, so I'm lining that up. And back that up, that's not quite even. Okay, and running that through. Okay, so taking that off. Again, this piece we can just toss out. If it is stuck there, you can just adhere over it. It's just that you don't need that bulk. Oh, maybe I should have gone over this twice. I think I did on the other one to make sure that that went through. Well, I'll just grab my X-Acto and make sure to slice through. Probably since we're going through 2 layers, yeah, should have backed up and gone over it a couple of times. Here, let me just make sure to break that. Okay. Okay, so here we have our flip element in this case. And this will be for the granddaughter version. Okay, see, so if I don't have this stamp to finish this card, but I would put that granddaughter saying here, and then on the back side, that. All right, so that is very much like the first one, where we're just doing half a die shape. So you can see, you can, play around with what die shapes you like there. Let's actually make this one though, because this is a little different since it's not centered, and we'll make that one all the way through. Okay, so I have the pieces, same deal, where it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 4 1/2 and 7 1/4, and you're burnishing in a Z. Going to put this front panel on of designer paper, measures 4 by 4 1/4. I might have some adhesive there where the die is going to catch it, but that happens to be the edge and I want to seal that down, so. Okay, and in this case, we want our spacing to be not with the die at halfway. We're going to do this and see how we like it. Okay, so we're going to put the die about here because there's not enough space to have a greeting go beyond this edge. And get the Big Shot back. The Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, all right. And try to keep that alignment pretty well. And acrylic plate. Again, acrylic plate to the fold. We're not cutting out the entire shape. Let me straighten that up, I think. That's pretty good. Okay, let's see what happens. I feel like I was doing that wrong, but I think it's right. Okay, so I'm going to pop that off. We don't need that. Okay, and we have, yeah, this flip piece, like so. All right, so because we were not at halfway, we have a section over here that's way too long. Okay, but in this case, because this is just a long straight rectangle, it's very easy to just trim off. Okay, so this is the difference. We're not going to fill this entire opening with our pieces, that piece over this. Okay, let's move on and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so For a Terrific Grandson is going to go here. Let's go ahead and put that down. Yeah. Okay, this one needs to line up in the opening, but on the flip side, it's not going to line up. You may or may not like that. You may not want to do these if they're not at the halfway point, but I think this one looks pretty good since it's just a long rectangle. Okay, and then when you flip it over, okay, I've got a piece of designer paper for the inside. Let me put that down first. And I'm going to line up with this end. Doesn't matter where we cut away there. It's not going to show. We're just going to make those line up together. And we've got that second part of the greeting on the inside. Here, I'm going to do this one with glue in case I need to slide it a little bit. Okay, like I said, it's not going to work great for every shape to have them cut this way. Okay, because you see here, you've got this hole, but it looks like one continuous thing. I mean, it looks like it's meant to be. Let me show you what I'm talking about with a different shape. Because as I was playing around with this for circles, I was trying to see what would happen if we didn't have the circle centered, okay? Because like in this case, with this Z location, I didn't have enough room to do the circle at the halfway point. So I thought, well, let me see what happens if I cut the circle part way and then the back side of the circle is actually going to be here. And this is going to be the big open space. Okay, so that looks a little funny. I think this looks acceptable. I don't know. Up to you. You can play with the shapes to see what you'd like to do. If you'd like the perfect alignment with the circles, of course, you have to cut the circle at the halfway point. Okay. So just wanted to illustrate that point. But I think this looks pretty cute on this little rectangle opening. All right. So then on the inside, we're stamping. You've got my seal of approval. The rest, we just have some finishing touches now. I have, the designer paper is only an inch strip in this case. That goes on the edge of the white. And I've got this on my Stamp-A-Majig already, so I can get it placed nicely. You've got my seal of approval. I've got the Pacific Point. Okay, and oh my gosh, the seals in this set are adorable. Okay, so we've got the little seal on the inside in gray granite. Oh, love him. Okay, and he goes like right on the inside here. Okay, so the inside's basically done. Okay, and then we just need to stamp this this front panel. That's another one of the stitched rectangles. I have that ready to go here. Let's just stamp that real quick. Got a Pool Party water line. And I know the seal barely fits with it, so I'm going to kind of almost be off the page. And then we need the big seal. Oh, cute. And the little Charlie Brown tree. Looks like he's decorating the tree. And the little star. Just a tiny little detail that makes a big difference. And I've decorated the tree with the fine sparkle gems. Love these guys. Here, let's put one right by his hand here. And cute. All right, and that is the last step for this card. So it's fun. It feels interactive. I think, you know, especially for a grandchild to get this, it's kind of like a little mystery. How does that flip? It's fun to look at. Okay, so there we go. And if you're wondering why I didn't just move the fold over and cut this so that it was like at half the distance, I wouldn't have had enough room for my little scene. So that's why I kept it like so. All right, so there are my alternate ideas for the tag card I love so much. Okay, so that was, okay, this one, and keep in mind, if you don't want to do that whole flip thing, This is super cute, just done like this. So I just mounted that up on dimensionals and then backed it like a 1x3, I think it was, piece of Pacific Point. That's also very cute. Okay, that doesn't have the flip effect, but very cute. Here's the granddaughter version. All right, and I don't know if my laptop stopped, so if anybody made comments I didn't see. Hoping the recording went on. Okay, here's the first one we did, and again, you see the difference in length of that front panel. We've just moved where the Z location is. So that's a fun Z to play with. In addition to making the tag card, you can make other things like these flip cards. Don't forget about this stamp set. I think is a keeper, and it won't be available after January 4th. Well, it's only available while supplies last, I should say, because some of these things go pretty quickly when they're special promotions. But yeah, thanks, Debbie. We're getting some miles out of that tag card, I think. But I love these as alternates. I hope you like them too. I will not be here next week. Just wanted to announce that. I know I don't have any time slots to get in creative work this week, and I need to cancel next week's live because of that. So I won't see you next week. But in the meantime, hope you're working on your Christmas projects. I know I'll be working on a lot of craft show projects and still Christmas cards. So thanks, Cheryl. I think that's it. I don't see any comments, so I don't see any questions. I'll say goodnight. Thanks so much for joining me. Look for the pictures and dimensions on my blog tomorrow. Okay. Good night, guys. Thank you.